아빠잖아.
계산 안 되나?
장독이다. 그러니까 탄을 시키고 추가도 가능한 거죠 나중에. 네.
엄청 쫀득쫀득하네.
자, 맛있게 드세요.
있는 대로. 가지고는
풍덩풍덩해.
저게
너무 귀여워.
아니 깨졌네. 뭔 얘기야?
와, 왜 이렇게 구름을 건너? 감사합니다.
Come on, stop, turn the key and cool. Push the pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday
일단 춥고.
Set aside every empty spreadsheet line. Loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone. Be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun.
가는
가는 거야. 이상하다. 나는 이 여기 좋아해.
생각보다 맛있어. 배달이 배고픈 것 같아.
발레트 있네. 오빠는 나도 없는 거?
I will be the last to leave. I won't say a word, just let you breathe. I won't make a sound, I won't slow you down. I knew we were on borrowed time, just a passing street, but then you I fell in too deep. And as far as at least how I remember, we were leaving in September, when red and gold paint the sky.
필요하신 거 있겠어요?
And as far as wish it never ended. I held on with all my might, still waiting on that last goodbye. See you standing by the door, watching the leaves as they fall once more. In the silence we made, couldn't find the words to say. They linger in my mind. Oh, I wish you'd stay. Oh, I wished you'd stay. And as far as at least how I remember, we were leaving in September when red and gold